Good evening, Lourdes. I can see you. We'll just wait for the others to come in, okay? Just hold on. Yeah.
You saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. You knew just what I was there for. You heard me say a prayer for someone I really could care for.
Lourdes, kamusta? How's your week? How's the week? Can you unmute your microphone?
It was a very hectic week.
Oh, really? Bakit?
Yeah.
Maraming submissions and the like?
Yeah, so many submissions, and actually, the students are a bit, confused with the things that they're supposed to do. And sometimes the instructions have to be repeated. Also from the administration, the instructions, once they were sent to us, they'll be revised afterwards. So you have to repeat the paperwork again, or you have to review the paperwork again and redo it. And sometimes, you know what, I told you before, I'm connected with a tertiary education. I created modules, and those modules, every time you post them, our LMS is Moodle. How about you?
Moodle, yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, that is
I'm
our
used-
LMS.
In
UDM.
what's it? UDM, yeah.
Yeah, that's our LMS. And so I have to post my the content of the module in the Moodle. I have to review again. I have to revise again the things that I have created before I have to post. And then I have to attach activities to them. Now, our students are not that rich, so they don't have much access or data. Their internet connections are not that good, and sometimes they have to complain. They complain, so we have to find ways on how to reach them. Do you experience that too? You're
In my
connected with
case,
RTU, right?
I am connected in RTU and Letran Manila.
Oh, really?
So in Letran Manila, we use Google Classroom as our LMS because that's more easy to use rather than
Yeah,
other
yeah.
LMS. And at the same time, they have their own email account,
Yes, yes.
the institutional email account, so it's easy to communicate. But in my case, I don't know what's your setup in your school, but do you meet them synchronous and asynchronous?
Yeah, we yes. But actually, they didn't give us any clear guidelines when it comes to meeting our class. Because, but as a professor, as an instructor, you have this academic freedom, right? Wherein you can send, or you can handle, or what's the term? I can't recall the proper term for that. Communicate the message or the topic or the lesson that you'd like your students to get through different ways. So
Different platforms.
yes, if you can say that. So I use both synchronous and asynchronous.
In my undergraduate classes in Letran Manila, um, we have a schedule. I have a fixed schedule of synchronous classes. So normally I meet them in that specific date, but we don't do it on a weekly basis, but rather we do it on, we counted the number of meetings, and then only 30%, around 30% of the total number of weeks will be allotted for synchronous. So the remaining time will be spent for doing the module. We also created a module, and the students has to read that and then submit a task that has to be related to a particular topic or module, and then turn in Google Classroom. So far, wala naman akong problem, Lourdes, sa kapag Google Classroom, and if the instructions are clearly communicated to the students. Ang problem lang talaga if, example, if the students got a COVID or was tested positive, yun, mga nagiging problem ko yun, no? Especially kapag nagkaroon ng COVID. Saka yung mga late submissions. Pero other than that, wala naman ako masyadong difficulty.
When did you start your SEM? We started August.
Kami August din. Actually, patapos na kami. We are done with the midterm. We are moving. Yeah, we're done with midterm. Matatapos kami ng December, around first week of December. Kayo sa UDM.
This week we are on our this week is our midterm examination week. So I scheduled a short synchronous meeting this week. Just 30 minutes only for clarifications or some, if they have problems with regards to submissions. That's the time for them. This is the week for them to ask those questions.
In my case naman, sa Letran, Lourdes, all the things that you have to check, like all the requirements are already posted, even at the start of the class. So I already uploaded them. So they know when are we going to meet, what are the requirements of the course, when will they submit that, so that, tapos pati yung module, no? When I do synchronous, I expect them to read the module so that when I do lecture, hindi masyadong magtatanong pa, sir, what is this and what is that? I believe that they have read that. So, medyo mabilis ng konti and more on processing of the topic rather than purely lecture. So, okay naman. So far, so good. Saka, hindi namin masyadong hinirapan yung mga tasks kasi
same here. Actually, I give supplement activities like, 'di ba, yung the module natin or the module that I created, I usually send them PDF file. So it's like Word lang yun, 'di ba? And then afterwards, I'm going to send again another PowerPoint presentation for the reiteration lang of some of the explanation of the topics.
Kasi medyo nahihirapan talaga. Pero I uploaded my videos. May mga recorded videos yan ako. I uploaded recorded videos, mga ganon.
And audios, mine, I did audio.
Hi, good evening, Laura. Good evening.
Hello, sir. Good evening po.
Yeah, we will just wait for the others. Siguro we'll start around 7:30. Kapag medyo kaunti lang kayo, there's nothing to worry kasi this is recorded. So this meeting is being recorded so that you can be updated to what's going to happen later on. Siguro mga 7:25 we'll start. Okay?
Okay po.
Kamusta naman, Laura? How's your week? Kinakamusta ko si Lourdes kanina. Yeah,
Okay
Laura,
naman
what
po,
about
sobrang
you?
cool.
Now it's your turn, Laura, to share.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening po. How are you? Miss you, ma'am. Well, quite busy this week, sir. Preparing for all the modules to be released and retrieval of modules. Lahat po ginagawa.
Oo nga, nakakapagod, no? Tapos may on the side pa na PhD, no?
Oo nga
Okay
po.
lang yan. Pag natapos yun na to, medyo when you work, it will be well compensated na, no? Mas malaki ng konti. Or mas malaki. I don't know I don't know the equivalent of that. Okay, so good evening, Bonifacio, Annalisa, good evening.
Good evening, Doc.
Good evening po, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening po.
Kamusta kayo? We'll just wait for the others to come in. Mga around 7:20, we'll start. Kasi nagpapasok na sila. Pero may first honor tayo si Lourdes, syempre.
Sir, kasi akala ko yung pinost mo code, doon po kami papasok. Kaya yun po yung tinay po sa meeting code kanina.
Alright. Usually, ano nangyari, Ana?
Ay, nakapasok naman po kami doon. Tapos, meron na po palang nag-post po kayo sa email na babago. Kaya po, nag-left na po kami doon sa isa.
Alright. Thank you, Ana, for clarifying. No, you might be wondering, why do I have to post URL link in the Google Classroom? It is because not all of you are using their official email account. If you'll just stick to the code, only students who are using the PCU email can go in that room. So, nakuha niyo po yung purpose? Why do I have to put a URL? Because some of you are using their personal email account. Okay, so good evening, everyone. So welcome to the class and welcome back, no? And thank you for attending my class. Laging ganun yung start ng greetings ko, no? Kasi I really believe this is a trying time and all of us are struggling. All of us are doing a lot of things, no? And I hope that this meeting will help you somehow, equip you in the subject that you are enrolled in. So as I said a while ago, as I said last week, I'll be discussing programs on how to do an event, okay? Particularly on the major outputs that you will be doing, okay? So let me share some screen, let me share my presentation. Just hold on for a while. For a while. All right. I think if you can see my presentation, please type exclamation point in the chat box. Again, if you can see my presentation, please type exclamation point in the chat box. Okay, thank you very much, Lourdes, Anna. All right. Okay, so for tonight, I'll be discussing about program development, okay? Because this is your major output. Actually, when you say major output, this is the highlight of your course, okay? But next meeting, I will start discussing concepts about the topic, okay, about the course, okay? What are the different construct and ideas that we have to discuss in the class, okay? But for now, I'll start with the end in mind, because this is your output, and it is important that you know how to make the output, okay? So this is an example of a program development. Particularly, we did this in the field of science education. So as I said before, I am connected to science education and governance. Okay. Now, what we did is we look at when we are writing or when we're doing a program for a particular event, whether it is in your school or in your division, or it could be a university-wide movement or event. We do not simply start with, we want to do a program, but rather we look at the data, okay? We look at the data because the data will help us understand the purpose of the program that you want to develop. It could be a capacity building program for teachers, for government leaders, some intervention in the government, acquisition of equipment, and other things that are connected to management of people. You always start with backup research, okay? You need to start with digging the main reason why you're doing the program. So I'll be showing you why and how the current educational system have increased and capacitate teachers, okay? And what are the roles of the government in terms of helping them? The reason why I'm sharing you this, it is because when you do your event, we don't want to just simply present a program, ask the people to join the event without them knowing the significance of the event and the program itself. So let me start with this statistics. So this is the salary grade of teachers in 2015. So based on the image, okay, can somebody interpret? Abigail, if you can hear me, any insights on the graph that is shown on the screen?
Okay, so for me, sir, I interpret the graph that it shows about the salary of every employee in a different department.
Okay, and then any inferences that you want to share? Any observation?
So yeah, it just shows that about the personnel who are under the lowest salary. So I think on the different degree of the personnel based on their salaries.
Okay, so this is a graph.
Yes po, sir.
Yeah, a graph showing the different salary increase, no? In 2015. And we just want to emphasize on teachers and nurse, because remember, they are dominant or dominated the majority of the profession in our country. We have so many teachers and nurses, and yet when you look at their salary grade, mababa. That's why later on, when you look at your salary grade, if you are in the teaching profession, it increases, because there are some organization and representative, particularly acts, okay, that look at the values so that they can speak for the grassroots or the people under it. And aside from that, you will also see that there is a big disparity in the salary. Like, for example, if we have leaders of the country, they have a very good salary grade. However, those who are serving the country of equal value to has a very low salary. Hence, one of the direction of the government, if you still remember, is to increase the salary of the teachers. And I think we have seen that in the field of military and police, that their salary increase because it has been discussed by the Senate, and it was further studied by researchers, and then because of their further or their discussion, it helped them to understand the importance of increasing the salary of different personnel. Okay. Now, why am I showing you this? It is because when you are writing a program, it must be grounded or rooted on what is really happening in our society. Okay, so in the graph, we could say that it supports the trend in the result of giving salary of government employees. It could also derive or arrive to another kind of question, like what program could be designed to validate the enactment of a particular program, or will there be a need that has to be addressed, okay, in terms of salary scheme. So these three questions may arrive or emerge in the graph presented a while ago. So the first thing that you have to remember in doing a program is, number one, why are you doing the program? Number two, is there a need to do the program? Number three, how will you sustain the program? So when you discuss later on the program or the event as your major output in this subject, you have to put that in mind. What is the purpose? Why are we doing this? Who will be our beneficiary? What will be, how have we conducted a needs assessment before we do this? Have we asked all the participants if they really want to conduct a training related to the training that you want to pursue later on? Okay, now, might I know the reason? Alexander, if you can hear me, can you unmute your microphone? Hello, Alexander, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, this is my question. What will be the implication if your group failed to get the needs assessment of your potential participants in your event or program?
Pardon, sir, pardon.
What will be the implication if ever you fail to get the needs, or you didn't get the needs assessment of your participants in a particular program?
Of course, if we fail to get the assessment or the need of our participants, there will be a trial and error when it comes to designing the program, because we don't know what is the present need. So we need to be able to know the present need first.
All right. Thank you very much, Alexander. What about you, Anna? Anna, may I know the purpose? Why do we need to get the needs assessment before we do the program?
Good evening po, sir. So, for me, to make sure that the program that we are going to design will be effective, or it may help the participants, that the target participants, and then we are looking for the result, yung desirable result po about this, about the training or about the program that we are going to design.
All right, thank you, Anna. So I think Alexander and Annalisa, they are telling us that if we fail to get the needs assessment, there will be disparity of expectation. There will be a big disparity of expectation. It could be, yeah, Alexander, go ahead. You want to say something?
Right, sir, right.
Correct. So notice that before you do a program, you need to create some sort of survey to write all the possible needs of the participants. So if your participants that you're eyeing is for teachers, then make sure to enumerate all the needs of the teachers in order for us to see whether the kind of program we're addressing is matched to their needs. Because if the disparity is so big, then obviously the program will end up failure, because although we administer it to them, although it's gonna be literally successful, but the purpose of doing that doesn't hit the needs of the participants. So when you start a program, when you do the program, one of the requirements I'll be asking you is to create a survey wherein you have written all the possible questions and needs that your participants might experience. So for example, if your target are teachers today and you want to create a seminar or conference related to the significance of distant learning or the use of technology in teaching and the like, you need to first analyze or give them, your potential participants, a questionnaire that they will answer in order to verify whether the kind of training, the kind of program that you want to implement really suits to their needs. Because obviously, each participant or participants or group of participants will have different needs compared to another group of participants. But by doing such needs assessment, you can narrow down what you really want to achieve at the end of the program. Am I clear to everyone?
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir, clear.
Yes, sir.
So that's the first requirement that you have to do. So in creating a program, you have to first make a survey that will enumerate all the possible needs of your participants. If your participants are government officials or barangay officials and you want to empower them, your participants who will answer the survey should also be the possible and potential participants later on in your conference, in your program, or in whatever intervention you want to pursue. So in this case, notice that the main reason why we are asking them to look at the salary, it is because it is grounded on what we have read in the literature. Okay? Now, may I know, Ana, ikaw ba yung yung representative of the class?
Yes, sir po. Yes po.
During the week, napag-usapan niyo ba kung anong possible program or type of training that you will implement in my subject?
Not yet po, sir, because we are waiting for your discussion about this. How are we going to do or to conduct the conference?
All right. Okay. So if it's a conference, you have to remember who is your target audience. Are you targeting researchers? If it's researchers, you have to distribute the survey questionnaire to all the university. If your target are teachers, you have to distribute the questionnaires for the needs assessment to the teachers. Or if your target are heads, you need to distribute them with the right participants. Because in that way, once you have received the needs assessment, you can report to me, sir, the reason why we're proposing this is not because we just want to do it, not because it is convenient for us, not because we have done this before, but rather it is a result of the needs assessment. Okay, so remember, I know you have topic in mind, you have themes that you want to be your theme for your conference / training or whatever event that you want to do in my class. But always put in mind that we always start with the needs assessment. Okay, let's continue. Okay, I'll be sharing with you examples of the program that we have conducted. And then the program is focused on science education. But again, we can change it or tweak it based on the needs of your participant, but just to show you an example and how we can approach your program or conference later on. So for example, my target participants are science educators, okay? So obviously you need to write the goals or objectives that you want to achieve. Number one, you want to identify science education goals. Number two, you want to identify some science education programs that are existing at the current time. And number three, to present an overview of the program design in secondary basic education. Notice, class, that the third objective is intended to narrow down what you really want to do. We started with the big idea of science education goal, followed by the program, and then later on, the program is intended for basic education. So that is how we craft the objectives, okay? We narrow it down all the way to what we want to achieve later on. For example, when you say science education, there are many ways that you can identify what programs are disconnected. You may look at the DepEd memo, you may look at the CHED, depending on who is your participants. If your participants are government employees or government officials, you may look at the memorandum, okay, that are being released. Some RA, Republic Act, or whatever it is that are related to the government officials. Make sure, for example, in this slide, I showed you that there are some science education program existing in our country. So it can focus on scientific knowledge, scientific methods, societal issues, personal needs, and career awareness. So the question is, when you start your program or the program that you intend or the conference that you want to do or to implement, create first a survey of the needs assessment, and then number two, you look at the existing ones. Okay, so if the intention is, for example, integrity of governance, for example, make sure to look at what are the events and what are the intervention of the government in order to maintain integrity in the government. Or if your topic is the implication of technology in government or educational governance, you may take a look at what are the research agenda, what are the goals, what are the thrusts of the government in order to address this. Why do you have to do that? Okay, why do you have to do that? It is because the purpose of our event, whether it is conference, training, or seminar, or workshop, or write shop, whatever you want to do it in my class, the end goal is to support the event or to support the movement of the government in order to capacitate, in order to help our citizens, our fellow Filipinos. Okay, so take a look at what are already existing, and then later on, from the existing program or intervention that the government initiated, take a look at this and then identify whether this program or existing program meet or coincide with the needs of your participants. I repeat, look at the needs, and then after that, look at the existing program or intervention that the government has given. It could be private if you want to look at it, but usually to make it more encompassing and inclusive, you look at the government's direction, government's thrust, government research agenda, and then from there, try to see from that particular agenda, from that thrust, and from the needs assessment that you have conducted, which among the needs can be addressed in a particular agenda. Okay? Because if that supply the needs, okay, already of the participants, you may take a look at other areas or programs that are not yet tapped. You may look at UNESCO if you're looking at educational governance. Yesterday night, I attended a conference in Switzerland, but via Zoom, okay? And it is just an invitational conference. I was invited to participate in in the conference on how education leaders respond to COVID-19 in terms of curriculum, in terms of policy and reforms. And then one thing I appreciate about it is that it is anchored on UNESCO's trust. So notice that any program or movement or intervention or conference that big conference are doing, it is anchored on a greater umbrella. It is anchored on an umbrella wherein this particular department is part of it. So katulad po ninyo, in your case, if you're targeting a particular group of people, make sure to look where and what are the programs that already been implemented where these particular participants are involved. And then from there, look at the needs assessment, look at the program, and then check whether the program is sufficient to help the participants, or there are certain programs that are untapped and you need to use that in order to capacitate to help a particular group of people. Am I clear, class, so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Class, if you have question, you may type in question mark in the chat box. If I am too fast, so at least you want to clarify things. Okay, again, if you have question, type in question mark in the chat box so that I can entertain you or I can recognize you as you speak up later on. Okay, let me move on. I will not discuss this. This is not so much not important in your course in preparing the program. But I only included this so that I can show you that every program has a particular objective, and whenever there is an objective, look and read it, and then later on come up to specific objectives to help anchor your possible proposal. So these are some example of proposal. Regional mass training of science teachers for the implementation of K-12 science curriculum. Notice that if this is already existing, no need to repeat the same program or event. Rather, look at what are the missing section of this training, and then you can help and capacitate particular participants based on the current needs, okay, of the participants. So these are just examples of some trainings that was conducted during that time in order to support knowledge building. Another is scientific methods. So these are the capacity building program that was conducted in the government. Notice that this program is run by the Department of Education in order to help the teachers. But this program is anchored on what I have mentioned, the trust of the department or the goal of the department. Particularly now, if you are connected to DepEd, I think your trust is Sulong Edukalidad. Okay, Sulong Edukalidad. And that is the battle cry of the Department of Education. Okay, so notice all their programs, all their events are anchored on that so that they can achieve the goal of Sulong Edukalidad. And I think I am also a part of Sulong Edukalidad in the internationalization of examination. So I was also part of them, okay, in terms of reviewing the PISA. If you're familiar with PISA examination, wherein the Philippines ranked bottom in reading, in scientific literacy, and in mathematics. So I was tapped to review and analyze the result of PISA so that we can come up with possible policy in the Department of Education to help our students and teachers cope with this kind of international assessment. So notice that all the direction is anchored on a particular thrust. In terms of societal issues, these are examples of what was already been implemented in the area of science and technology. Example is the implementation of science and mathematics program, DOST scholarship, some funding in research, both in large classes or large class. In terms of personal needs, this is what they did, a scholarship program for PhD in science education. In terms of career awareness, this is what they did. Science, technology, and engineering and math program for K-12 academic track. So there are many areas that you have to look at. However, be mindful of this. So dapat po iwasan natin to, no, yung mga seminar na naman, kasi usually, sino po ba rito ang mga principal? Can you unmute your microphone? Can you identify to this?
Opo, sir. We are conducting our school learning action cell monthly.
Kamusta po ang teachers niyo, ma'am?
Last session, sir, the group is consist of only 15 members because that is the that was stated in the DepEd order na it's maximum of 15, and then we have different topics to be discussed every month. Of course, just what you had said earlier, we also already had the assessment for the needs assessment for teachers. Opo, yun po yung aming binibigyan ng pansin sa aming last session. With regards, opo, sir. And with regards for the training, we already had the training. We have the mid-year inset and the summer inset, sir. Meron po kami yan. And then the capacity building program, we already had that during our team building. Yung sa GAD din po, sir. Actually, yung GAD and capacity building program, minsan po nami-mix up po sila.
Yeah. So, the reason why I am saying this is because when you conduct, for sure, you will be conducting an output or a conference or training in my class. We make sure that our training is not similar to the training that they have experienced before. We want a different version of it. We want them to feel that the training we're giving them is suited to their needs. We don't want to have this kind of feedback, no? Seminar na naman, right? Alam ko na to, and then the like, no? I'm pretty sure, I don't know, with you, principals and heads, kung naririnig niyo po itong mga ganito, madalas niyo ba itong marinig or tahimik lang ang teachers niyo?
Lagi naman pong narinig. Yung totoo, sir.
That's really true. Bonifacio, would you like to say something?
Regarding naman po sa different trainings, actually, I heard already yung training na naman, but honestly speaking, just only, sabi nga po ay friendly conversation of our teachers. But despite of that, namin man po kami mga guro ay para sundalo kung ano ang binigay na instructions, we must follow.
Yeah, tama yun. No? Tama yun, Bonifacio, totoo yun, no? Naririnig talaga natin yan. Pero alam nyo, one thing good about Filipino teachers, very resilient, saka obedient. Kahit na may sinasabi, susunod pa rin yan later on, no? Zarina, you're also unmuting your microphone. You want to say something? Zarina?
Good evening po sa lahat. Yes, sir. So kanina you are telling us if we usually hear this mga quotes na yan. Definitely, sir, naririnig naman namin. And hindi lang namin naririnig, minsan kami pa yung nagsasabi niya. Minsan-minsan, nasasabi rin po namin yan. Pero kagaya rin naman ng mga guro, sumusunod kami, lalo na at kami leader na dapat ay maging modelo sa aming mga kaguruan. Pero minsan naman, yung mga seminars, akala mo naman ay pareho ng dating o minsan halos ang title kasi very common o kaya ay parang familiar na sa'yo. Pero nag-iiba siya the way the speakers delivered the message or executed them. Yeah. Kaya nagkakaroon din ng mga panibagong lasa, panibagong experiences kasi bagong group yun at saka iba-iba naman yung mga speaker at bawat nagsasalita kahit ang topic ay almost the same doon sa naintindihan mo na, meron at merong nadadagdag at naiiba. Opo.
Yeah, tama yun, Zarina, no? Saka I really believe that all principals and leaders in this class are also teachers before, no? You started with being a teacher, and I really believe that you can identify to them as well.
Yes po. Yes po, sir.
Kaya kapag sinabi nila yan, alam ko na nasabi nyo rin yan once upon a time, no, in your life when you're not yet placed there to your position. Okay? So, kaya ko po ito na ilagay, no, because what we want to show later on in the program that you will be doing or conference is that we want this conference or training or seminar to be something that is of need, not out of it is a part of the requirement. Hindi ganun eh. We just want to help. And this training is not just simply a training, but it is also anchored on a greater trust. It could be trust in the government, in an international trust, or trust of a particular organization. It could be PCU or whatever organization you are in. But ang aking heart lang is make sure that we are meeting the needs of our participants to prevent these phrases, to prevent this complaint, no? Pero I really believe naman na kapag maganda yung program natin, maganda yung ating pagpaplano at ito ay bunga talaga, no, ng needs assessment, I really believe the participant will benefit on it. Okay, so yung mga example lang yan, no? Okay, I'll just skip some portion. So hold on for a while. All right. So looking back on the program, I skip item 1 to 7 because it is no longer needed in your preparation. So what is a program design? It is a design or an outline that provides information for a professional development or training. Meaning to say, we want your participants to be to experience some sort of capacitating. We want them to empower. Okay? So when you are writing a program, usually nagawa nyo na yung needs assessment, right? Na-identify nyo na yung possible topic. Ano pa yung kailangan nyo? You will be writing a letter addressed to either the head of the participants. It could be the university president, the division office, the regional director, something like that. And then you state there the purpose of your seminar. How many participants do you intend? What will be the program? So kasama po yun, no? Sa simula pa lang, naka-attach na. Anong oras magsisimula? Anong oras matatapos? Okay? What will be the matrix? Itong oras na to, sino ang gumagawa? Who are the participants? What are they doing? If we have speakers, what are the topic of the speakers and the like? What are the needs or equipment that they need in order to deliver a particular topic? So in short, when you talk about program design, we discuss the blueprint of your program. Ipinapakita natin yan, no? Para po yung bahay. When you see a blueprint, pag tinignan mo, alam mo na saan ang entrance exit, ano ang materials na kailangan, gaano siya kataas, gaano kalaki, right? How many floors and the like. In the program that you will be designing, you will be submitting to me before we write a letter to all the participants. I need to approve first the need assessment, right? The form, the letter. Sino ba ang magiging representative ng inyong group? Who will serve as the project leader? Sino yung mag-act as secretary? Kasi for sure, they will communicate. No? They will communicate to you every now and then. So who will act as the technical working team? Okay? So, lahat ng yan, kasama yan sa planning. Okay? And that is part of the blueprint. That is part of the blueprint. Kasi class, kapag ang blueprint, what do you think will happen if the blueprint is not well written? Lourdes, what do you think will happen if the blueprint is not well written? Or if the program design is not well written?
It's not going to be successful, of course, if it's not well planned. That's why we have to, even in teaching, you have to create a lesson plan. Correct. So that you'll have a step-by-step and process on how to go about the program that you'd like to implement.
Mm-hmm. Correct. So if we want, ganito lang po yan, class, no? Planning to fail is preparing to fail. Planning to fail is preparing to what? Ano yung failing to plan is preparing what? Go ahead, Lourdes.
I mean, what did you say? Failing to plan is preparing to fail.
Correct.
Correct.
Kasi kapag wala kang plano, magpe-fail ka talaga, no? But if you prepare ahead, there is a chance that you will have success later on. And we don't want to experience failure because of failing to plan. We want to plan so that we can prepare well. Alam niyo po sa planning, you also include sino ang mga tao sa inyo po. Salagay niyo mga pangalan niyo doon. Ano ang tinatrabaho niyo? For example, if Sir Bonifacio will be acting as a technical committee, you have to indicate the job description of Sir Bonifacio. Tapos you will create a Gantt chart. When will Sir Bonifacio will start working? Kailan siya matatapos? Anong ini-expect niyang i-deliver ninyo? Alam niyo po, this is my experience. If you did not include the Gantt chart, if there is no job description in a work like this, katulad ito, classwork, ang karanasan ko po, nag-aaway-away ang mga magkakaklase. Kahit na professional na to, ha. Ako po, I have classes who are classmates before who are also professors, principal. Nag-aaway-away sila, no? Kasi hindi naka-well-defined. Especially kapag organized. Halimbawa po, ako personally, I'm a very systematic person. So halimbawa sinabi ko, if I am the project leader, naka-enumerate doon. Usually, I always act as the project leader. Naka-enumerate yung job description ko. At yon may mga deadlines yon. Halimbawa, checking the letter for the participants. Kasama yon. When will you start doing it? When will you end doing it? Who will check? Tapos, kailan ko siya kailangan maibalik? For example, you have to communicate. What form of communication you have to do? Are you going to email them? Use the Facebook? Whatever is it. Like, are you going to make a Google form so that they can fill out the registration? Gaano katagal ang registration? Who will document? Sino magdo-document? Something like that. Lahat yon nakasulat. Sino gagawa ng evaluation form? Sino gagawa ng certificate? Saan yari ang certificate? So and so. Nakuha niyo po, when we plan, lahat po yon ay kasama. Kasi pag tinignan ko po yung sasubmit yung proposal sa akin, hahanapin ko po ang lahat ng yon. Don't you worry. I-upload ko sa Google Classroom kasi we only have limited time. I will upload in the Google Classroom examples of my work para makita nyo na ginawa ko rin, no? Usually, ang problem ng mga estudyante, kapag nakikinig sa professor ganito, sige nga, ginawa mo ba talaga yan? Something like that. So, ako po personally, I do not ask my students to do something that I have never experienced. Pangit din kasi yun, no? Halimbawa, if I ask you to do Google Classroom, na-experience ko na siya. Okay, when I do or organize conference, nagawa ko na rin siya. So notice that mas madaling mai-communicate what is expected from you rather than starting from zero knowledge. Okay, I really believe kayo po, meron na kayong experience, baka lang hindi lang yung terminologies yung ginagamit, no? Na ginagamit po ninyo, or pwedeng pareho lang din, but this time, kung kayo po ay principal, dati kayo lagi ang head, no? Dahil ito ay classwork, zero in muna ang mga profession natin, class, ha? Wala munang ako principal, wala munang ganon. Kasi alam niyo po, ito po yung observation ko. Kapag lahat matatalino magkakasama, walang natatapos. Kapag lahat mahihina, walang natatapos. So kung lahat kayo magagaling, class, medyo babaan ng konti ang ego. Halimbawa, okay lang ako, gawin ko to. Alright? Sige, you do this part. After all, it is just a role to play. It is not your means. It is not who you are. Pag sinabing technical working committee ka lang, hindi yung technical working committee ka lang, no? Meron kang iba talagang trabaho. But in this particular program or project, dito ako nalagay. And I think I'm the best person in this particular committee. So ulitin ko ha, zero in muna ang mga supervisor, director dito. Huwag niyo munang isipin ang inyong mga trabaho. It doesn't speak who you are. It's a group work, and believe me, after you graduate, ako personally, no, when I am working with other doctors, I don't need to remember na kailangan ito yung position ko sa institution. I have to zero in that I'm also a learner and I need to learn something from each other. So pag ganun ang ating attitude, I really believe you will grow so much in your field. Okay? So going back to our discussion, when you are designing a program, lahat ng nitty-gritty are included. Ultimo, ilang pirasong papel, sinusulat ko po yon. Ultimo, sino ang kakausapin, gaano katagal siya mag-speak, sinusulat ko po yun sa invitation. For example, I'll be inviting Mirisa Beltran to speak in one topic. I will tell her, these are your option topics, you will choose. And then after that, you will only be given 45 minutes to deliver your talk. Then we will be providing you with the following materials. If it's an on-site, we will be providing you with the laptop, with LCD. Sasabihin nyo lahat yon. Para yung speaker nyo, mauulit din. Nakuha nyo po yung point. Kasi minsan yung speaker, yun na yung first, yun na yung last. Kasi we never treated them well. So sana kayo po, I really believe, maiksi lang ang panahon, class. Aniniwala ako after 2 years, 3 years, you have your degree with you. Pag in-invite ko na kayo, or when I talk to you, halimbawa, Doc Beltran, I need a speaker. Can you speak in our institution? So something like that. No, I need to treat you as if you are really, you are a doctoral degree holder now. Kasi mahirap pong isipin naman na wala pa akong degree, no? So, kesera-sera na lang. Whatever will be. I will not give my best. Okay? So, when we are designing a program, ensure that everything is well planned. Okay? Don't worry, I'll show examples in the Google Classroom. Para that will serve as your guide. Okay? Let's move on. There. You also need to specify the purpose of the program. For example, the program design intends to describe the basic information about priority training program that could be developed as identified in the SPPD or MPPD. Notice that if you're going to look at the objective or the purpose of the program, it indicates what kind of thrust or strategic plan or agenda you are targeting. Because if it's not included there, they might think that the program is not well planned, medyo weak. Especially kapag government officials ang kausap nyo. Ang tanong lagi niyan, nakamemo ba yan? Memorandize ba yan? Mga statement nyo ba yan, mga principal? Di ba? Kailangan may memo number, no? May circular number. Especially if it's endorsed by the division. Because that can give us a way to monitor as to whether the program are well planned and it went through the process of approval if you're targeting a particular division or institution. Ayan. So, what are the bases in making the program design? Obviously, the identified programs in the SPPD or MPPD. It's just an example so that at least you can identify. What are the parts or contents of the program? So, in short, kailangan nyo ng title. So, kailangan may title po yung gagawin yung conference. Meron din po kayong general information. What is that conference all about? You include the rationale. So, you have to mention that it is part or the major requirement of the course. Okay? So, alam nila na kayo yung mga estudyante. Kahit na kilala po nila kayo as the head, para makita nila na you're also a learner. Maganda po yung ma-demonstrate o yung humility, no? Na, ay, si ma'am kahit na principal, parang hindi ko siya nakikita na parang bossy, no? But rather, I see her or I see him as someone who is teachable. The objective, competencies being addressed. If you want to address a particular competencies, you tell us what are the competencies that you want to address. program content, ano yung nilalaman ng program? What are the materials needed? What strategies will be used? And also, kung may costing. Sa kanila, yung costing and budget class, hindi nyo na dapat ipakita doon sa papadala nyo. But in my case, you have to tell me, halimbawa, I want to create a conference. Magkano ba ang ginagastos? If I want to implement a program or a training or a seminar, how much do I have to spend? Ito po, class, ay budget ninyo. Manggagaling po sa inyo ito. Okay? Hindi po ito manggagaling sa institution nyo. Well, kung kaya mag-provide, then well and good. But in my class, I suggest, ako po personally, because it is a requirement of the course, I really believe na it will be coming from your own pocket kasi it's just an output of your course, not your job description in your institution. Kasi baka ma-technical tayo, no? Sabihin nila, why are you using the budget of the school? This is not part of our advocacy and the like. Okay? It is part of your course. So para maiwasan, ang suggestion po, you just use your own pocket in order to run the event rather than use your institutional budget. Para lang maiwasan kayo, para lang po mawala po yung idea that you are using the budget of your institution to your personal endeavors. Pero kung kaya namang ilusot, ako personally, may ganun pong school na flexi, no? Yung kanilang budget and you can include that, well, that's okay. Pero for me, kung talagang delikado, particularly government, medyo strict yan eh. Ang government with regards to that, I suggest you just do it using your own money rather than using a budget from a particular institution. But if you can, kung makakakuha kayo, makakahingi kayo ng support from a particular funding institution, well and good. Ayan. What is a resource package? For example, pag sinabing resource package, will they be receiving an handout? What materials? Halimbawa, sa conference, ano po ba yung madalas yung natatanggap? Conference proceeding. Makakatanggap pa sila ng conference proceedings. The recorded video, meron ba silang matatanggap? Mga activity sheets that they can use later on when they have underwent a particular training. So lahat ng yun dapat kasama sa inyong resource package. Okay, so ito lang naman yung purpose of the resource package if you want to include. What is the basis in making the resource package? Obviously, approved program. If the program is approved, automatically, it is a key in order for you to come up with a package. But if the program is not approved, syempre, no need to do or to include a particular package or resource package. Pero kung mas ako personally, I prefer may mga resource package para po yung mga participants nyo can have some sort of proof, no, that they have attended your conference or your training. Ayan. Another thing, kailangan nyo pong i-include sa inyong program as you plan, yung evaluation form. Okay? Ano ang ini-evaluate? Number 1, speaker. Number 2, program. Yung time. Yung platform. Kung halimbawang on-site ito, yung kinakain, no? Kasama yung food, yung facilities, yung venue, and then yung overall event. So make sure you include that in your evaluation form. So dahil ito ay online, for sure, ito ay online, tama ba? Hindi ito magiging on-site, there will be no venue. Tipid na tayo doon. Ang magiging concern na lang natin ay yung stability of the internet connection in order to deliver and implement our program. Ito lang, class, just to show you na we are targeting in our program that we have implemented, we are targeting a particular field in the Department of Education. So kung kayo po, you want to target a particular institution, it could be Commission on Higher Education, Department of Education, local government units, you may use that. You may consider them. However, I suggest you look at their program. And then from the program, target a certain section so that they know that you are supporting their program. So it's easier for them to approve your event rather than just think of whatever event that you want to pursue later on. Okay na po yan. Ayan. So, major components of the program designing and resource development system, you need to include a program designing and then resource development. Ano-ano po ba to? When you talk about program design, it is a conceptual outline that provides a succinct and essential information relating to a specific professional development program identified in the School Plan Professional Development, or SPPD, or in the Master Plan for Professional Development at the region or division level. So this one, I'm referring to the institutional linkages, referring to education. It could be in Department of Education, or it could be in Commission Higher Education. It delineates the scope and general requirements of the program. So as I said, you are targeting a particular objectives, what content you want to include, how long will it take, what will be the implementational strategy, and the projected cost. And as I said a while ago, resource package is an organized compilation of the instructional program and required materials that support the delivery of a specific professional development activity. So meaning to say, when you created your conference, make sure that there is a material that the participants can look at as a point of reference in the program that they'll be attending. Ang suggestion ko po, sana i-free nyo po yung participants na a-attend, no? Para po marami tayong makuhang participants. Obviously, this, I don't know if PCU have conducted this, but it's gonna be one of the highlights also of your contribution in PCU. Na you have conducted a seminar under PCU that help and capacitate other people as well. All right. Okay, so I am done with my presentation. Do you have any question about how are you going to do your planning? You may now turn on your microphone if you want to ask question or clarification.
Doc?
Go ahead.
Good evening. Good evening, classmates. I would like to clarify, Doc, if you're going to give us a certain time, span of time, for example, for the preparation of the communications, you're going to finish this at the first week of this month, and then the next week you're going to give us another requirements that we have to comply until we could complete all the requirements that we have to prepare for us to conduct the seminar or the conference. Are you going to give us that time plan?
Exactly. I will put an assignment section in our Google Classroom with the specific deadlines. So halimbawa, needs assessment survey due this time. Letter to the participants and the speaker due this time, something like that. So I think you have, Marisa, to answer your question, you have to see first all the documents I'll be uploading. Maybe after this or tomorrow, I'll be uploading some examples of that, and then you may look at it as your reference in creating your work or in coming up with your proposal. And then after you have seen all the documents, look at the deadlines I'll be writing or I'll be assigning in the Google Classroom for the submission of the output.
Okay, so thank you.
Kasi, Marisa, next meeting, sir, I will no longer discuss something about this event or output. I'll start the discussion, the theoretical discussion on educational governance and innovation.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Lourdes, you turn on your microphone.
Yeah, Doc, I'd like to ask about regarding the needs assessment, because we have to float a survey questionnaire, and I'd like to know if we already have a ready-made questionnaire that need not be evaluated, like validated, like that. Do we have that already? Or do we need to validate an instrument for us to give it out?
Okay, thank you, Lourdes, for raising that concern.
Thank you.
The questionnaire that you will be using may not be needed to be validated in terms of reliability, ha? Kasi hindi naman ito research. Okay, because you only validate in terms of reliability and validity when you use the survey questionnaire for your research. In this kind of event, we only need to check the format of the survey, whether all the needs assessment or item that you want the participants to answer are included. Yun lang yung mga kailangan natin. Okay? Para bago natin i-float, nakita ko naman, na-check nyo rin kung ano yung mga dapat na nakasulat doon. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to float a validated and reliable instrument.
Yeah.
But what I want you to do is to come up with a questionnaire that is, number one, in terms of physical appearance, is pleasing to the participants. Number two, it is free from grammatical error because it speaks of your credibility as well. And then it includes all the factors that the participants might include or might experience that are needed to be addressed when they attended your conference. So siguro dapat pag-usapan nyo sa klase, Lourdes, and to the rest of the class, ano ang gusto nyo munang gawin, no? Anong conference or training, sino ang participants? Kasi doon kayo that will be your baseline. Para alam nyo kaagad kung anong needs assessment ang gagawin, sino ang target participants, and the like.
Yeah, thank you so much for answering the question, Doc. Now, because when is the SEM gonna end, Doc? Is it going to be on the second week of December?
I think so.
Because we are going to, we barely have 45 days to be exact, including Sundays. So today is the end of the month, and tomorrow is going to be November 1. So if we only have 45 days, and do you think this program will be feasible with all the stages that we have to go through within 45 days? I know that you've already done this. I'd like to know if we could really create a very, a quality conference or quality program, because we are trying to market PCU.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why we have to not just present something that is, I know you get what I mean.
Yeah, that's a good question, Lourdes. No, as to whether we can finish it, we can deliver it. Usually, our target date is either first week of December or second week, kasi doon lang yung yun na yung pinaka last week nyo, no, in the course. So ang tanong ko lang dito, for sure, when you plan your training or conference, dapat hindi masyadong, you also budget the time, okay? Kasi dapat yung training na ibibigay nyo, at kung kayo yung speaker, for sure, kayo yung gagawin kong speaker, hindi na ako hanap ng iba, kasi pag humanap pa kayo ng iba, it will take time. I-approve pa yun ng secretary niya, hahanap pa yun ng schedule, may hirapan. But if you are the speaker, wherein I think you are credible naman to speak, all of you, siguro pipili lang kayo siguro ng ilang speaker, kasi hindi pwedeng lahat speakers. Baka mapagod yung mga participants. Saka remember, team tayo. Mayroong technical working team, mayroong sa letter and the like. I think feasible naman within that time. Ang concern ko lang, yung target participants. Kailangan by this week, meron na kayong ma-propose na possible topic that you want to deliver as part of our training. Annalisa, you want to say something?
Sir, ano lang po, kasi nakikita ko nga po, dahil nga short yung magiging preparation. Ang ano ko lang, sir, instead of the survey, kasi sa amin, yung aming assessment, training needs ng teacher, binabase po namin siya dun sa self-assessment tool na yung competency po nila ay maa-assess namin doon. Tapos at the same time, makikita po namin kung ano yung training na pwedeng ibigay sa kanila. Pwede na po kaya yon, sir?
I think yung so. That's a good suggestion, no? If you're targeting teachers, kasi I don't know who is your target participants. For example, you're targeting teachers. Okay? At meron na kayong possible participants. Halimbawa lang kasi principal naman yung iba sa inyo o kaya head, no, department head. You may target teachers as your participants kasi pag yun ang target nyo, I guarantee you, mas madali ang process. Okay? Mas madali ang process. Kasi they are already under your care. Kumbaga, mas madali ang communication. At the same time, ang titingnan ko na lang, Annalisa, if you already have an existing survey, I need to check it. Okay? And you need to float it. Kailangan makita ko yung result noong survey.
So yun nga po yung ang aming kung kayo papayag po na yun ang gagamitin, parang ang ipe-present na lang po namin sa inyo ay yung resulta na po noong assessment tool. Another po, sir, aside from the assessment tool, self-assessment tool, meron din po kaming IPCRF, yung performance ng teacher po, yung kanila. Opo. Doon po, pwede rin po namin makita kung ano po yung pinakamababang score niya. So, yun po yung needs niya na dapat bigyan ng training.
Pwede yun. Pwede po yun, Ma'am Annalisa, kasi ako, I've worked with Department of Education. Alam ko po yung sinasabi niya, Ma'am. You may tap, kasi to be honest, we are only pressed with time. I think given an opportunity for you to give more time, you can create your own survey questionnaire and then come up with and float it, no? And float it in your target participants. Ngayon, as I listen to your answer, Ana, mukhang tinatarget na natin ngayon ay teachers. Ang tanong ko lang, okay ba sa grupo yon? I think it's a good opportunity to ask the entire class, no?
Okay po sa akin, sir.
Okay lang po.
Okay, good.
Okay lang din po sa akin, sir.
Yeah. So ngayon, I think sino po ba ang mga principals dito? Palagay nga, please type P in the chat box if you are principal in your institution or school. Okay, so we have, 1, 2, 3. Meron pa ba? Ano po yung B? Ma'am Edelita, is it a P or a B?
Sorry, sir. Nagkamali lang ko.
B. Alright, so we have 1. Ang dami nating principal. Ana, Bonifacio, Zarina, Edelita, Abigail. Grabe, kung yung 5 to, may mga teachers, ang dami nyo agad participants online. Dudumugin agad tayo. So wala tayong problem. So ang tanong ko, okay lang ba class na ang i-target natin ay mga teachers dito sa schools nila?
Okay lang po.
Okay lang, sir.
Okay lang din po, sir.
Okay, kung hindi naman kayo principal, meron ba ditong mga department head? So, pwede bang ilagay yung DH in the chat box? So, at least I know who are the department head or directors in their institution. Kung meron lang department head, coordinators, lagay niyo po DH. Yan, master teacher, pwede na rin yan. MT. Kasi for sure, you are also being tapped to train teachers. So, pwede rin po yon. So, mukhang Ana, mukhang madali lang to answer. Lourdes, kung possible bang mangyari to? The answer is yes. Kasi mukhang may participants agad tayo. In terms of communication, feeling ko madali lang din ito. Ang kailangan nyo nalang pagplanuhan ay ano ang inyong ibibigay na training. Do you want it to be a training or do you want it to be a series? Kasi pwedeng training, pag training kasi it's a series, no? Pwedeng day 1, day 2, day 3. Medyo mabigat lang yun, no? Ang maganda lang kapag may series, lahat kayo get to speak. Makikita ko yung ability nyo, no, to deliver a particular topic. Yun lang yung maganda. Pangalawa, gusto ko sana, if you want it to be in the public school, let us go through with the division para with approval ng mga supervisor, no? Saka makakuha, actually magbibigay po kayo ng certificate for them para may credit naman. Okay, so ang tanong ko na lang dito ngayon ay, pag-usapan nyo class, in your free time, sino kaya ang pwedeng mag-act as our project leader? Kasi lahat ng principal can be a project leader, pero kailangan isa lang. Alam ko lahat kayong magaling, kahit na hindi principal, yung mga professor, walang problema doon, but we need to assign a project leader. Pwede po mag-nominate para medyo mabilis po tayo. Ayun, may nomination agad si Ma'am Marisa. Ma'am Ana daw. Ma'am Ana, okay lang ba daw na ikaw ay maging project leader?
Si Ma'am Ana po.
Ayan, may mga second demotion. Pero kailangan ni Ma'am Ana, kailangan ni Ma'am Ana ng secretary para hindi niya siya gagawa ng mga letter. Ang role ng secretary class to write a letter of proper communication. Si Ma'am Ana pa rin ba ang secretary? Wag naman.
Si Ma'am Rasco po. Si Ma'am Rasco, sir.
Si Ma'am Rasco. Ma'am Sarina, is that okay with you?
Okay lang po. Sasabihin ko sana, sir. Ibibiruin ko sana. Yung clerk po niya.
Alam ko naman na kaya niyo pong gawin yon, pero gusto ko po sana, walang masabi yung mga people under you na sila ay tinap natin, no? We want them to be part of the participants. Okay, Ma'am Rasco, right, will be our secretary. And then the rest of the committee, pag-usapan nyo na lang, Ma'am Ana, pwedeng, yung iba sa inyo, they are not the project leader, but they are the speaker. Pwedeng ganon, ha? Pwede rin siya. Pag-usapan nyo na lang, Ma'am Ana, kung ano yung mga committees sa pwede nyo magawa, okay? Saka what topic do you want to propose?
Okay po, sir.
Alright. And then, ang assignment ko naman sa inyo, class, i-upload ko yung sample letter para kung medyo nahihirapan kayo, medyo may guide na kayo, sample letter, sample program, sample matrix. Okay? Either tonight or tomorrow. Kakain lang siguro ako kasi kanina pa ako nagkaklase. Kanina pang 8:00 ng umaga sa PCU. Alright. So, I'll just eat and then tomorrow morning or tomorrow, wait for all the uploads of sample program. Kailangan nyo rin po ng ng poster. Magpo-poster din po kayo. May mga announcement kayo sa FB kung needed, okay? So lahat ng yun, kailangan kunin yung gawin yun. So Ma'am Ana, napakalaking work nito, pero looking forward ako that you can deliver all of this together with the entire class.
Opo, sir. Siyempre po, collective effort po.
Alright. So anything else that you want to ask about the requirements? May mga nakikita na ba kayo doon sa Google Classroom? Na mga submission?
Ang dami pong journal.
Sir, kasi meron posted na 6 articles. Tama po. And each article ay pinaka-minimum yata ang 15 pages. Sir, after reading those articles, what are we supposed to do?
Okay. That's a good question. Naglagay lang ako ng mga articles, class, for you to see that as a reference on the importance and significance of our course. Okay? So halimbawa, I'm talking about a particular topic, implication of technology in society. So you may look at some of the journals, pero hindi kayo required naman, class, na basahin yun ng lahat, no? Hindi naman ganon. Wala na akong ina-assign yung, alam ko po marami kayong ginagawa. I am not even asking you to write a review of the journals. So those are just reference material so that when we discuss along the way, pwede niyong tignan to every now and then. Ito pala, no, pwede pala tong apply sa a particular institution, in a particular division, and the like. I'm not expecting anything from you when I uploaded the journal. It's just a reference.
So I really thought that it's part of the activities. So medyo binasa ko naman po, nakatatlong articles na po ako, and I find the article about e-knowledge very informative.
Yeah.
Thank you po.
Later on, Sarina, as you read that, kapag nag-discuss na tayo, you may quote that in our discussion or discourse. So halimbawa, based on the readings that I had, you may include that as your additional input as we go on with our discussion.
Opo.
Yeah. Meron lang akong reminders, class. Meron akong nilagay dyan na DQ, no? I have explained that well in the stream. So the DQ or the discussion question is 60 points per question. Okay? Anong ibig sabihin nito? When you answer, you need to back up your answer with proper citation and theoretical grounding. Kasi PhD na tayo, no? Hindi opinion lang po ninyo. May mga nakita akong sagot, mukhang parang na-overlook yata yung instruction ko. Kasi po, okay lang yun. Forgiven kayo sa DQ1, okay lang yun. So lahat ng answer nyo sa DQ1 ay ina-assume ko na ito ay theoretically and supported with literature. Sa kaso class, in order for you to get a perfect score, nakalagay po doon that you will be responding to the answer of your classmates. Kailangan mong maghanap ng dalawang classmate doon sa kanyang discussion question. Either you support the claim of your classmate, pero when you support or reply or react, hindi pwedeng, I agree with Lourdes. Hindi pwedeng ganon. I agree with Lourdes in her statement saying that this and that because based on my readings, according to Mangali 2020, that leadership is blah, 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 blah. Pwede pong ganon. Hindi pwede ang sagot lang natin, I agree, I disagree, I like your answer. Walang ganon. Kailangan PhD ha, na ang sagot natin.
Excuse me, Doc.
Yeah. Yes, Doc.
Can I have an appeal?
Yeah, go.
Can I post another discussion? Kasi when I read the first comment, I thought yung mga theories and basis dun lang sa reaction gagawin. So nung binasa ko ulit yung yung explanation mo, so dapat pala dun sa first answer pala nandun na yung mga basis natin. Kaya what I would like to ask is, can I appeal? Pwede ba ako mag-post ulit? Kasi di ba, hindi na siya pwede ma-delete.
Yeah, yun pala ha. Another thing that I include.
Or final na
nilagyan ko po ito na uneditable. Ibig sabihin, kapag tinurn in nyo, that's final. Kaya sabi ko nga sa inyo, tayo, no, when we have a degree, no, mahirap talagang mag-speak anytime, no? Kailangan meron tayong theoretical grounding. Yun ang purpose nun, para maging exercise natin yun, no? Whenever we speak, we don't just speak na based on our emotion, but rather it is grounded on literature, on readings, on theories. So, don't worry, Marisa, for DQ1, forgiven nga kayo, pero yung mga DQ2, DQ3, hanggang DQ, siguro hanggang DQ4 na lang muna kasi ang laki ng event na gagawin nyo sa akin eh. Sa ibang course naman, wala silang event, pero may research output naman. Gagawin ko lang pong 4 DQs sa class ko. Tapos, yung DQ2 to 4, make sure na i-follow nyo po yung aking instruction, okay? Para po, makuha nyo po yung perfect score, okay, na 60. But for DQ1, forgiven muna kayo. I will assume that your statement are theoretically grounded kasi hindi na siya ma-edit, Marisa. Yun na po yun.
Apo. Thank
Another
you,
clarification, dapat po tineturn in nyo po yung inyong DQ. Huwag po kayong magko-comment or sasagot sa comment box lang. Okay, make sure to turn in. I repeat, make sure to turn in your answer to DQ. Kasi pwedeng sumagot ka pero missing kasi it was not turned in or you have to hand in your answer. Klaro ba tayo doon?
Noted, sir. Sir, hindi po. Sir, yung sa akin pong sagot, asking po, nung hinahanap ko nga po yung turn in, nakita ko nga po doon hand in. That's why I asked your question. Kung yung pag ang aking sagot ay posted na.
Pumasok. O, tingnan natin ha. Sir Bonifacio, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look. Yeah, tingnan natin. Don't worry. We will not judge everyone, okay? We are here to learn from one another. Baka, sir, wag mo nang pakita yung sagot ko. Walang gano. Don't worry about it. We are here. Wag niyo munang isipin yung mga career niyo sa buhay. Kayo talaga. Para matuto tayong lahat. Okay, let's take a look at this. Tingnan niyo po. Sir Bonifacio, can you see my screen? Nakikita niyo na po?
Yes, sir.
Nakikita niyo po yung work ko?
Yes, sir.
Can you see your work?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So far, class, sa DQ1, ang sumagot pa lang ay 2. Si Marisa at si Bonifacio. The rest, hindi pa sila nakaka-turn in. So verify na lang po kung na-turn in nyo o nag-react kayo o nagsagot kayo sa ibang section. Kasi kung nagsagot kayo sa ibang section of the work, baka hindi siya na-hand in ng tama. Pa-verify na lang ha, class.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you po.
Okay, so that's it. Anything else that you want to ask? Clarification in the requirements? Anything else? Ito pala, class, meron akong reminder. Kapag po kayo ay nalilate, halimbawa may deadline, tapos ang dami nyo ring deadline sa school, sa university, sa mga heads niyo, no? Tapos late kayong mag-hand-in, okay lang po yun, ha? Huwag po kayong matakot. Ganito po yun. So, sir, ibig sabihin, I can submit late submission? The answer is yes. So, ibig sabihin ba nito, sir, hindi na ako magsasubmit on time? The answer is no. Why? Lahat ng nag-hand-in on time will have extra credit later on. So, kumbaga, kung halimbawa, maka 1.25 lahat kayo, yung isang tao na yun, nag-hand-in on time will have extra credit. Okay? And will have a greater grade later on. Nakuha niyo po yung point? So, you need to submit on time, but you don't have to pressure yourself if something along the way happen na hindi nyo na-hand-in kasi tatanggapin ko naman po yon. Okay? So, wag masyadong magpakadakila kung talagang hindi kaya. It's alright. Don't worry. Hindi magagalit, Sir Glenn. It will not be used against you. But if you follow the instruction well, you will earn merit. Ganun lang kasimple. Klaro ba tayo doon?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sa kapag hindi naka-attend ng klase, okay lang din because the meeting is being recorded, but make sure to review and watch the recording. Ganun lang po kasimple, ha? Kasi kaysa naman ho, nagagalit kayo, hindi kayo makapasok sa klase dahil sa oras ng 7 to 8:30, hindi mataas ang internet connection. Eh di, panoorin nyo po yung recording. Okay? Para po hindi kayo mahuli sa klase.
Sir, permission to speak po, sir.
Go ahead.
Sir Glenn, are we complete tonight?
We are...
Classmates ko dito na.
To be honest, ma'am, Zarina, 13 lang po ang nakikita ko dito. Enumerate ko po sila, ha. We have Abigail Galit, Alexander Aquino, Annalisa Cruz, Bonifacio Togado, Sarina Rasco, Dexter Pagkaliwagan, Edelita Artilerio, Laura Bogador, Lourdes Civilieja, Maggie Oliveros, Mary Jane Castro, and Marisa Belchan. Okay. So I don't know if there are some students who are not yet or fail to join our meeting. So,
okay, sir. Ilan po ba kami, sir? Kasi ang concern ko lang po, kaya ako po tinatanong, is para po dun sa aming group activity.
Exactly.
Opo.
Actually, Ma'am Zarina, I am still waiting also for the official class list. Kasi gusto ko rin malaman kung sino-sino ba talaga estudyante ko. Nagtuturo lang ako right now and everything is recorded, pero pag napatunayan ko na hindi ko pala kayo estudyante, sorry ha, but hindi ko pwedeng ibigay yung grade nyo. So make sure you are officially enrolled in my class, ha?
Opo, sir. Kasi kung halimbawang mag-start na kami ng planning, ibig sabihin may maiiwan po, hindi po sila mabibigyan ng assignment.
I think, Zarina, to address that section, bigyan nyo siya ng trabaho na mangyayari on the day itself.
Okay.
Halimbawa, technical working group. Siyempre, dapat naka-online siya. Siya yung bahala sa mga connection, yung mga nag-mute ng mga participants, yung taga-basa ng mga chat, dapat doon nyo siya ilagay. Wag yung during the preparation stage. Mukhang delikado. Kasi kung hinahanap natin si Mr. X or si Miss X, most probably baka wala na talagang Miss X or Mr. X kasi hindi sila enrolled.
Ay, sir, with your permission, can I ask Ma'am Annalisa Cruz if we can have a planning meeting tomorrow?
Yung mga yon, Ma'am Zarina, you can do it. Pwede po kayo mag-communicate sa group chat. You can create also a meet like this, Anna, being the project leader.
Yes po, sir.
Okay po, so ano na lang po kami, usap-usap na lang.
Tapos meron tayong, parang FB Messenger group. Am I right?
Po, sir, meron po.
Pwede nyo rin po pwede kayong maggawa. I'm not sure if all the students there are my students in this subject or they are also students from other subjects as well. Kasi pwedeng hindi sila enrolled dito pero part sila because other professor or other subject wherein they are enrolled right now is handled by another professor. So I'm not sure about it. So patanong na lang, Ma'am Anna at Ma'am Zarina, because you are the secretary of the class, kung sino-sino nga ba talaga ang kagrupo niyo. Okay, anything else?
Sir, meron pong nakapost doon sa group yata po natin kung sino-sino po yung enrolled sa class natin. Nagpost po si Doc doon. Si Doc Andela po, sir.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll just look at it. Tapos verify na lang natin, no? Ana, kasi I'm talking to Doc Empot. Is he your professor too?
Yes po. Yes po. Lourdes, si Sir ano daw, professor din natin. Kilala po ni Ma'am Lourdes.
Ayun. Kilala daw ni Ma'am Lourdes. So, if you have the influence, right? Use your influence to get na yung mga all the details para po mas mabilis yung ating work. So, siguro ang iniisip ko nga dito, no, mga 2 weeks time, done na tayo with all the preparation, promotion na lang tayo in the last 2 weeks. Nakuha niyo po? Parang if you're going to look at the calendar, the first 2 weeks of November will be all the preparation and the like, and the remaining 2 weeks is all the promotion. Promote na natin yung event. Okay, so Anna, just talk to your group or to your classmate about the planning. I know it will require too much time if you'll do it now. So do it or do the planning or meeting in your common time. Total naman class, ang subject nyo sa akin ay every Sunday. If you can do it tomorrow, tama yung time na yon para common time din sa buong klase, the better. Pero wag naman 4 hours, ha? Mga 3 hours lang or 1.5.
Okay.
Baka mamaya sabi magreklamo yung mga classmate mo, Ana. Ano ba naman yan, sir? 4 hours yung meeting namin kay Ana. Sa inyo, 1.5 or 2 hours lang. Baka magreklamo eh. Alright, so kung wala nang tanong, time check, it's 8:42. Thank you very much for attending my class. Next meeting, I'll be discussing something about leadership because that's the first topic I'll be discussing, no, bago tayo mag-move on sa mga technology and role of technology in the education and government.
Okay.
Thank you very much. God bless you, everyone. Ingat po kayo. Ingat.
Thank you, sir.